Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm gonna rule the world or I'm gonna change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
These niggas in Mobb Deep is little kids. When I was in jail, when they came out with that song, where they was like, "Thug Life, we still living it." I took it as this, so from jail, I'm calling my little homies in Atlanta like, yo, they got a show out there, get with them busters. Mobb Deep, you wanna fuck with us? You little young ass motherfuckers, don't. So my homeboys rolled them niggas like some other niggas was cowards. In the car, like looking forward, like they didn't see my homeboys going thug life, motherfucker, what's poppin'?
You would think that getting your headshots enough, but then now you wanna go on my team, must have been drunk when you wrote that shit.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building. And this is Machiavelli Media. Today, I want to talk about the whole Tupac versus Mobb Deep beef. Yeah, that's right. How did it happen? What went down? And where does Drop a Gem on Them rank in the battle rap hip hop community? Was it a classic or was it a dud? That's simple. But I just want to take a look at it because whenever we talk about diss records or battle songs, Drop a Gem on Them never gets mentioned. Tupac had love for Mobb Deep. Initially, after being robbed and shot in New York City's Quad Studio when Tupac was sitting in prison for the trumped up rape charge, he met a guard over there.
I was in Rikers giving these niggas love, Mobb Deep. The guard knew him. I was like, tell them niggas I love them niggas. To tell my shorty, yo, them niggas is down.
And him and this guard became pretty tight. And I would love to talk to this guard. If you out there, holler at the kid. But Tupac spoke to this guard about having love for Mobb Deep. You hear Tupac mentioning talking to the guard on one of his interviews. And this guard told him that, yo, Mobb Deep basically ain't fucking with you. And yes, Mobb Deep down with the whole fuck Tupac campaign. Tupac would later listen to some of Mobb Deep's music and self-consciously believe they was talking about him.
When they did that, they proved that they was really just little niggas that want to be heard. I used to be a little nigga. I know where they at. I know they can't touch me.
Were they? Were they not? That's up for debate. But several songs before Tupac dissed them or hit him up already had Tupac on high alert. Especially in the Vibe magazine when Tupac said he was done with the whole thug life thing. And then on Mobb Deep's song, Survival of the Fittest, they screamed, "Thug life, we still living it."
When I was in jail, when they came out with that song, where they was like, "Thug Life, we still living it." I took it as this, so from jail, I'm calling my little homies in Atlanta like, yo, they got a show out there, get with them busters. Mobb Deep, you wanna fuck with us?
So Tupac definitely took that as a diss. Now, I'd say either the early or mid 2000s, Prodigy from Mobb Deep actually admitted that yes, he did in fact know one of Tupac's shooters when he got robbed in New York City's Times Square. The quad shooting again.
Pay attention, here's a word to those that rob me. I murder you, then I run a train on Mobb Deep.
So Tupac wasn't as paranoid as what people were led to believe. Tupac would later publicly diss Mobb Deep or hit him up. Mobb Deep would say a few things on New York City underground mixtapes and even addressed it on some of their feature LPs. But let's talk specifically about Drop a Gem on Them, which came out 1996 on Mobb Deep's album Hell on Earth. Now, Drop a Gem compared to Hit 'Em Up, to me, wasn't as explosive, wasn't as venomous or as aggressive as Tupac's diss on Hit 'Em Up, coming at Biggie, Mobb Deep, and those artists in particular. But here's the thing with that. Tupac didn't even say a verse about Mobb Deep on Hit 'Em Up. It was just like him and the Outlaws just riding on Biggie and Bad Boy. And at the end of it, you know what he said about Prodigy. This was Mobb Deep's official response to Tupac dissing him in the first place. Havoc started the record off, and they were saying some of the typical things that artists out of New York would say about Tupac, in anger. He got raped in jail.
It's too knocked out the box and got raped on the island. You officially got.
Basically poked fun at the fact that, Tupac got shot. You hear Prodigy saying that, Tupac screamed like the opera when he got shot. Or, Tupac is talking like it can't happen again.
New York gotcha. Now you want to use my mob as a crutch. What you think you can't get bucked again?
So basically, this song could have been perceived as a threat. Telling him that his days was numbered, and it was about to go down. Tupac also said during interviews that he had homeboys approach Mobb Deep. And basically Mobb Deep ain't want no smoke. It wasn't about that life, and he looked at Mobb Deep like beneath him like little kids. These are Tupac's words before you start, leaving messages in the comments and all that. This is what Tupac had to say about Mobb Deep. Me personally, I don't disrespect the dead, so I don't have anything bad to say about Prodigy or even Havoc for that matter. I'm just simply looking at what took place between these two rap crews, Tupac and the Outlaws versus Mobb Deep. Now, a lot of people thought Tupac might have went too far when he talked about a member of Mobb Deep having sickle cell. That was definitely about Prodigy, who was battling sickle cell anemia his whole life. I think he eventually would succumb to it. I know they said he choked on something out in Vegas, some food, but he was already in a weaker state because of his battle with sickle cell anemia. So at the time, it was like, wow, I can't believe Tupac went there. People was like holding their mouth. But in Tupac's defense, he said, these people tried to blow my balls off. Like they wasn't concerned about me, so why should I, be concerned about somebody having an ailment? And like I said, later on, Prodigy, yes, he did admit that he did know one of the shooters or somebody involved with the whole Tupac Quad Studio robbery. So, once again, this is looking back at Tupac's history, one of the most infamous moments in, the ride of Machiavelli to Dawn during 1996. Hit 'Em Up. Yes, Mobb Deep was on his radar. Tupac would take shots at Mobb Deep on several other songs, many of which were unreleased, like When We Ride on Our Enemies, and even his commercially released album, Machiavelli. This was just a wild part of hip-hop history, y'all. But back to Drop a Gem on him. From a production standpoint, Havoc is a dope producer. Prodigy's a dope MC. They always mesh good together. But when you think of diss tracks, you think about Hit 'Em Up first. I know I do. I think about Nas's Ether. I think about Ice Cube's No Vaseline. These are KRS-One, The Bridge Is Over. These are classic battle records. Drop a Gem, in my opinion, doesn't crack the top 10. I know a lot of people going to, disagree with that. Me personally, I just wasn't feeling it. But Drop a Gem on him. Where does that stand to you in the whole hip-hop battle rap genre? Was it a dope album? Or was it trash? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to sub to the channel. This is Machiavelli Media. I'm your homie Gab. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm signing off. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.